Let's start government budget, an important chapter of macroeconomics. What is government budget? Government budget is an annual statement showing estimated receipts and expenditure of government during a fiscal year. Annual statement means prepared once in a year. Showing estimated receipts and expenditure means not actual receipts and expenditure during a fiscal year which runs from April 1 to March 31st. What are the objectives of government budget? First and foremost objective is reallocation of resources. Government allocate resources considering the economic and social welfare of the country. It is done by providing tax concession to certain indigenous industries such as khadi and discouraging production of other goods by imposing high taxes such as high taxes on the production of goods like alcohol, cigarette, etc. Government also provide direct goods and services such as street light, roads which are not provided by the private sector. Economic stability. Government ensures economic stability by the policy of surplus and deficit budget. That is, during inflation, government reduces its expenditure and increases revenue, which is known as surplus budget. Whereas in the case of deflation, government increases its expenditure and reduces revenue, which is known as deficit budget. Economic growth. Another important objective. Government budget tries to stimulate economic growth by providing incentives which helps in increasing the rate of saving and investment in the country. Last and the most important objective of government budget, reducing inequalities of income and wealth. This is done by imposing high taxes on income of rich, which decreases their disposable income, and giving subsidies or direct benefits such as free education and health facilities to poor in order to improve their well-being. Coming to the components of government budget, there are two main components of government budget, that is revenue budget and capital budget. Let's have a look at these in detail. As we all know, budget is all about expenditure and receipts of government. So receipts and expenditure. These receipts are further categorized as revenue receipts, capital receipts, revenue expenditure, capital expenditure. Now all those receipts and expenditure which have any effect on asset and liability of government fall under the category of capital budget, that is capital receipts and capital expenditure. All those receipts and expenditure which don't have any effect on asset and liability fall under the category of revenue budget, that is revenue receipts and revenue expenditure. That is, when government receives money either by increase in the liability or decrease in the asset, it is capital receipt. Whereas when government receives money and there is no corresponding increase in the liability or decrease in the asset, it is revenue receipt. If government incurs expenditure on creation of any asset or reduction of liability, it is capital expenditure. When there is no corresponding increase in asset or decrease in the liability of government when it incurs certain expenditure, that is known as revenue expenditure. Let's have a look at these components in detail. Revenue budget, that is revenue receipts and revenue expenditure. Coming to revenue receipts, those receipts which neither creates liability nor lead to any reduction in the asset. For example, when government receives money in the form of tax receipts, for example direct taxes like income tax, indirect taxes like GST, and also non-tax receipts such as interest payment, profit, dividend, fees, fine, etc. In all these examples, we can say there is neither any increase in the liability nor any reduction in the asset. That is why they are known as revenue receipts. Revenue expenditure. Expenditure that does not result in creation of any asset, neither reduction in the liability, is known as revenue expenditure. Let's have a look at revenue expenditure in detail. Grants given to state, factor payment given by government, interest paid on loan. In all these cases, it can be seen that there is no creation of asset, neither there is any reduction in the liability, despite of the fact that expenditure is incurred by the government. Thus, such type of expenditure is known as revenue expenditure. Capital receipts. When there is either increase in the liability or reduction in the asset. Example, recovery of loan. When government recovers the loan, there is a reduction in the asset. Borrowing, when government borrows the money, there is creation of liability. Disinvestment, when government sells share of PSU, there is a reduction in the financial asset. Thus, these all are examples of capital receipts. Capital expenditure. When there is either increase in the asset or reduction in the liability. For example, loan given by the government, increase in the asset. Repayment of loan made by the government, reduction in the liability. Building of a fixed asset, again creation of asset. Thus, all these are example of capital expenditure which either leads to creation of asset or reduction in the liability. Let's have a look at this example from the newspaper. There are components of government budget which are shown here in this example. Let's have a look at them in detail. For example, one in the blue, borrowing and liabilities. Whenever government borrows, there is an increase in the liability, thus capital receipt. Corporation tax, income tax. Government is receiving money but no corresponding increase in the liability or decrease in the asset, which is an example of revenue receipt. On the other hand, let's have a look at the expenditure. For example, the second component, interest payment made by the government. There is no increase or decrease in the asset and liability, thus it is example of revenue expenditure. Coming to budget deficit. Budget deficit is a situation in which expenditure of government exceeds its revenue. There are three ways of calculating budget deficit. The first one is revenue deficit, in which we just deduct revenue receipts from revenue expenditure to know by how much revenue expenditure exceeds the revenue receipts of government. It shows the current financial position of the economy and tells how much government is able to fulfill the expenditure with the help of current receipts. One of the main government deficit, that is fiscal deficit. It is the difference between the total expenditure and total receipts, but here in total receipts we exclude borrowings since borrowings are to be paid back. Third, primary deficit. Primary deficit is fiscal deficit minus interest payment. Here we deduct the interest payment to be paid on the previous loans which are taken by the government. Now let's have a look at these deficit with the help of an example. As we can see, data is given here and we have to calculate revenue, fiscal and primary deficit. Let's start by calculating the revenue deficit. Let's recall, revenue deficit is revenue expenditure minus revenue receipts. As you can see that here revenue expenditure is 100 whereas revenue receipts are 70. Thus my revenue deficit will be 100 minus 70, which is equal to 30. Now let's calculate the fiscal deficit. We know that fiscal deficit is total expenditure minus total borrowing excluding total expenditure minus total receipts excluding borrowing. Thus first let's look at how much is total expenditure here. So total expenditure is planned expenditure plus non-planned expenditure, and receipts here include revenue receipt and capital receipts which are net of borrowing. So fiscal deficit will be expenditure 120 planned expenditure, 80 non-planned expenditure plus 100 revenue expenditure minus 70 revenue receipts minus 140 capital receipts net of borrowing, which is equal to 90. Now After calculating fiscal deficit, let's calculate primary deficit. We know that primary deficit is fiscal deficit minus interest payment. We have already calculated fiscal deficit as 90 and we can see that interest payment is 30 here. So primary deficit is equal to fiscal deficit minus interest, so it will be 90 minus 30, which is equal to 60. Thus we have calculated all three deficits in this example. I hope the chapter is clear to you. It will help you in understanding more about government policies of revenue and expenditure. Thank you and have a good